Hello again, I hope you're doing well. I'm Behrouz Bigham. Today we're at the 4th session of the Lumion Graph Package. Guys, the effects we learned were very important. Let's go to this section and see which effects are left. The effects here are sketch and cartoon effects, so we won't spend much time on them. I'll try to use the effects, and guys, some of the effects in their own examples, because most of them are used in all projects. I'll assign the sun and sky option here first. I think it wants to determine the sun's position here in a completely realistic way. For example, if I go back to the sky effect, you give the exact geographical location of, for example, your area, the sun will stand exactly where at that time. My intensity is locked right now. The reason is that we are doing our lighting through HDRI. See, now this sun is open. I can exactly with this hour, I don't know the minute, etc., which I don't think is very practical, so I automatically ignore these. Okay, the photo matching effect is also for matching your scene on an image. Now it has its own special example. We'll talk about it in its special session. You have to adjust the perspective of your scene in such a way that it is exactly on this line, and you are simulating your environment through a photo, it seems. Now we'll talk about it in its own session. It has its own special techniques. I'll delete it. Okay, the next option we'll talk about is orthographic. See, if I assign the orthographic video here now, I'll go to the new camera and assign an orthographic effect to it. See, I'll assign an orthographic here. Okay, what happens when the options are turned on? It comes in a two-dimensional view and action. It's almost like clipping ourselves. See, you can render internally through this option, and for example, in this way, see, you inside can't even see the roof now, because we can take action renders of it. It can be very useful. For example, you have worked on the whole building, the inside must also be ready. You assign this effect to it until it comes halfway like this. See, you can easily perform the action operation from all parts of your project. I think it can be a useful option. And if you see it doesn't work, see, now here we have top view and in perspective. If I disable orthographic, that is, I let it go, see, now perspective doesn't work anymore. Now this must be off for this to work in this way. So if you see it doesn't work, one of the views must be active. So I delete it. Let's see what else we have. The next important effect also makes a general whiteness on our work. It's kind of like a clay render. You saw that we had an option. This port edge put the line on the edges. If those lines were there, we could have taken a white color render from it here. It's kind of like foam. Its name is written on it. I'll delete it. Guys, we said we're not going to use all these effects. We use exactly the Photoshop tools that work for us. For example, see, most of these in internal rendering, for example, volumetric. But this God rays can be useful for us. Okay, I have to adjust my view first. I come here and delete this. Let me place a sun somewhere now that it can be seen. Now no, I don't want it to be seen right here. Okay, as soon as you give the God rays effect, see what happens. The same volumetric effect is happening. It depends a lot on your HDRI, on your lighting style, where you exactly place the sun. See, if I put this I want, see here, because we have trees, this address effect is visible from between its branches. We see these are only seem very ridiculous here. We have to see its main result in the render. Reduce the intensity. I go just this much to the Ketab section. See, in its introduction, it is written that its main result should be like this. Volumetric sunlight. We also test these two in internal rendering. We also said reflection. Global illumination. Guys, global illumination comes in a fake way. If we want to say its term correctly, it comes in a fake way and calculates the global illumination operation in a way, which I don't think is very useful right now. See, we have to choose the lights one by one from here, because I don't have the light now. We don't need global illumination that much here right now. But in night renders, you can use global illumination to make those lights well seen in reflections. Select cell light and select the lights one by one and work with these options. See preview GL. Shadow, and it even says that the result of the events that are applied through this filter should also be seen in the preview. We try to use these in the projects we are working on, and also see its result. Okay, so we have almost finished the introduction of the lighting effects. Let's write this skylight is more useful in such environments than in external parts. And let's disable this ray tracing option. See, we put more samples in the scene. By turning it on, you see that our render time increases, even the preview time and its calculations. But we said it might not be that noticeable in these parts. I try to test this ray tracing well in the internal render. Now it doesn't have a very special option. See, it has a denoiser, it has a file, almost uses AI for example, and also the number of samples. See the number of fans and number of samples. Always max this. Now I put it, see, in this way, instead of that 100, 384 in the final render. We definitely recommend having ray tracing, especially in single-shot renders. Now we said, except for times when you see ray tracing is ruining your work. Now in the new versions this has been added. It comes and does the operation of the same GI and global illumination, and calculates the calculations in a much more attractive and realistic way. Render time, we said, increases, but the result of our render becomes more realistic. Try to use it in internal renders for now in this version. And we also said in external renders contract. If you see a very special effect from it, you can use it, but when I tested it, it doesn't support most of these effects and high-quality materials and plants. So I'll disable the full. We finish from the lighting section, we go to this section. See the sky, in fact, building the aurora. For using this, we must first take that night theme for ourselves. First I come to custom style and select the night mode. See, now the effect of this almost came out. Now what should HDRI be? A night theme along with, for example, this of course not, I make it very bright. For example, night, and now yes, we put this. Okay, I reduce the brightness by half. I disable the sun. Here we have something that is a fog. See the result of fog. Now we also reach fog. I close it. Let's see what else has a serious effect on our work. Color must definitely be. Now it has brought a little green to the work, but we can compensate, it doesn't matter. Let's go to the next effects, the shadow, which we also said must definitely be. Okay, now see we can, that Aurora Borealis and see, I reduce its intensity, it is seen very beautifully in night renders. You can use it, my recommendation is in the same way. Now, if we also had artificial light here, our night view would be more beautiful. Now we also pass this, delete those that the kids have done, and we tried to delete them. Now some of them kids can't be deleted, and be careful of that. Sky and cloud control. I come out of the night theme, I go to the Reich mode. I put my HDRI a cloudy air. Now, for example, this. See, now this causes this option to not work. I think it's locked now. See, it's locked now. The reason is that we are using HDRI. This option is usually the priority for all of these. See, it allows you to control the movement of the clouds, see the number of clouds, etc. If to be honest, my recommendation is, if now I said from HDRI is better than all of these, if now you like to have custom clouds, the cloud is more important than everything for you. You can use these options. Otherwise, none of them can give us the result of those HDRIs. So this is also from this. I delete it, I load my HDRI myself. See, the result of these can never be changed with two clouds, because his own clouds are also beautiful. They are also coordinated. What could be better? Fog effect. See, by increasing and decreasing it, guys, this Lumion says is amazing. The reason is exactly these. You see, for example, its options for making a cat in Corona. You know that you have to take several tests, don't know, limit its number, and so on. And it automatically detects. It say one number can control its animal 20s. See its fall. See, I can pull this forward until now. See, gradually fade. See how good. Even take away its zest. Great. Now the result, guys. Fog in this kind of thunder? No. See, it's amazing. I use this a lot. You can even change the color of the fog. For example, I want to make my fog a little brownish. These. For example, make it grayish. Yes, gray also becomes good. See, now you say that its intensity. Guys, I think these have been newly added. These two options were also not there. Yes, these two have made it great, making the fog. And okay, this is also from fog. These are the weather effects. We reviewed the lights in a way. I'm not saying we have learned all of them. We reviewed them because I like that the guys who know. I try to quickly say all kinds of a course first. Because most of the guys, 80% of them are basic now. I'm telling the corona. I tell them once its place is enough, they quickly go and get the story. I don't go into details, so that their time is wasted. I try to say everything with details in its own example. Otherwise the options don't have anything very special. Play with them. All of them will easily get the hang of them. Okay, we said let's go to this very attractive effect. I love this Lumion weather effect. Now I don't exactly know its pronunciation. It has two options first. See, it says rainy weather you want or snowy. I start to increase this as much as possible from the beginning. See, we are going towards snow and rain. There is also fog. We completely have the feeling of snow now. See, I bring it less. We usually work with rain. See now, this place became wet. I want it to directly affect. Guys on Wanzi without okay. Let me put it on this. And now with its second option, see, it says how much is my effect on the environment, and this object is adjustable by increasing and decreasing this insurance. Just don't overdo it. Oh, see, it became great. Particle quality. The size of these snows and for example the grains. Now some make rain. Some take a snow test. See which one is exactly your taste. This is particle quality. These are particle size, its quality increasing. But its density increased. Oh, a very interesting option also has here. It says, I like the weather now, but it has affected my materials a lot. See, it has wetted everything. Okay, you can block it from here. See, I close it here. Its result is almost closed on these. See, it is blocked. Blocking satin. You can even block it from here. Fog addition. See, the intensity of fog is also controllable from inside this. You don't want to give a separate fog. This is also from this. And now see a very attractive block. Another block we also have. Back bias. See, its effect has completely gone on this floor. These are enough. This one is also out. The reason is that it is very high. See? And I can pull up. I don't pay attention to them that much in recording my training. See them? See, I need to pull a little where. No, I need to come in cutie model. Oh, I choose this. Its game is here. Yes, the truth. I go back here. I go to weather and see, it became correct. I don't want it to be that way now. I want to see its effect on my floor, because it makes the result very real. When everywhere is wet and rainy, it can't not have an effect here. So usually random itself is very good. These control the raindrops now because I am on snow mode. My thing doesn't show the result. I think just know this much about this. It is enough test it with it error. Do best result from it get after our thought. Also constant is the same option that was added in Corona. 9 or 10. Adding is the same red jet. That now because it is rainy here, it is not seen that much. I do not waste my time anymore. Okay. This also now the movement of the clouds is not very important. Vin C. And for foo it says, is not useful in photo, and single shot renders. It is the movement of the wind. We use this in animation. Definitely you can define the movement of the wind. It doesn't have a special option. Either automatically see if you go to video mode. Okay, let's go to the movie section and here. Let me say the next effect. See thought for example. Wind and I add it here. It increases the spray C by increasing its spray. How is it? This. If I play it now, see these are shaking. You see the reason is exactly this. It doesn't have any special option. Either you increase and decrease its intensity in the animation, video automatically comes and simulates the movement of the wind, and can have a very real feeling. For example, at the beginning of the animation, you can put one on the side, one on detail, put these detail plants, a movement of the wind along with a very good sound, and a music can be as the starter for your animation. Okay, let's open another scene. Let's go to the next thoughts. The camera's thoughts, now, they don't work. For us, that's weird effect. Very useful and attractive, let's see. Depth field, the same effect that most artists use in their works. Whether in Veer, whether in Corona, the same depth of field, they also call it depths yaldum. I press and I add the depths field. Option. See, by increasing Danash, see automatically the effect is applied. You only need to place a place of thought and even turn on autofocus. Mostly it answered himself. Yes, now see it didn't. Recognize I need to decide first that I want to peel. Where first, now see it is enough to close. Oh roof. I press edit and exactly this pivot. See, this is exactly wherever you put it. Zoom is done there. I put it here and I press OK. And now by increasing the option, Y can't see, the reverse operation is being done here. By increasing and decreasing these options. See, it becomes the opposite. It says that the focus should be here, or its inverse here. It says the focus should be here, or it should be flow there. It's inverse, the other side automatically recognizes it. Now if you also put it on autofocus, see exactly what we wanted became. How good and professional the focus distance. This is also the same number. Aim barren is auto. I close it. Its intensity is also controlled exactly with this. Just do not overdo it. And guys, also the render time goes up, and it is too much. It becomes unreal. This is logical. Now auto I press it. It makes itself very good. Yes, it's good. It doesn't have any other option. See RP the amount of sharp pi? See, yes, it became charged here. These see completely blur, great test these guys. These are the amount of the same classes, see exactly B's that focus few that happens here now. Because here we don't have a night view. I give a depths field here. I put this here, okay, autofocus, I press I increase its amount. See if we change these models in the render, see the classes that fall here. See it became like this. If I put it on square, it becomes like this. On circle, it fades like this. The reflection of light. Yes, it became very attractive. This way, definitely use this multi-angular or, okay. This is also from depths field. The next effect, lens flare. See if you want your sunshine to be seen in a way. You can also use this effect. See, where do we have sunshine? How much see? I've put good views there for the render. I need to assign the sun effect. Now whenever I look for this sun, I don't find it here. So let me give an HDRI. That's also very high. It's not seen this for example. Let me bring a sunset. See what this is. Now I press on the camera. I'd add the lens flare effect. Nothing exactly an effect. Similar to the same one throws. There you only need to play with its options, allot its place. Oh see, I increase its which is almost a bloom effect. It comes out of the sun like this. Yes, it makes it very real. Use. It is also very great that it also sees on HDRI. That it works only it is not sensitive. On its own sun. Okay, the next effect. Chromatic. The chromatic effect. And most photographers know what see. It gives a feel like this. To the work but not with intensity. You can use it with very little intensity in some renders. It is seen attractively. In all of them see it. Gives a question mark like this. To the work delete fish. The eye of the fish. If you want to take a render like this, you can also use this now, sum in X. Renders you see that, for example, I have put it like this. The reason is exactly this. The term fish eye, when you take the lens of the camera too much, you put it in a wide state, this fish. I causes it to be seen like this. See how good it became delete, tile shift, a kid tile shift. A bit that state is in Insta. Throws that scene of yours. And it is as if inside a thing, the rest is as if blurred. I don't want to use this. It's not interesting. A bit similar to depths, Safil is artificial. See, it's like this. Okay, we're done with this. Let's go to animations, which we also don't work with. We save this in the video and animation session. This which now painting thoughts also make the work similar to painting the same watercolor. And this story is similar to watercolor. See watercolor painting, watercar. Now some like it, and I don't waste much time on these. I only press on it once. See which one, for example, can come to your work. similar to manga. It makes, and manga, you know, those cartoon things, they call it manga. This also makes similar to cartoon, just this much is useful for me. Maybe you can, for example, take a cartoon render out of it and spend time. I know it's like this and it's not worth it to spend time. Just these. Okay, I press efix. We're done with this. It was artistic thoughts. Let's come to this section. Color corrections. The thoughts of the colorful color lab. We said analog color lab. See, almost in a way it gives the effect of old analog cameras to our work. I think it will turn out very well in a fall render. Yes, the same Vivian Janty. That, you know, the old cameras usually during photography. An event like this used to happen. The edges of the work used to become this way. Black this work causes the audience to recognize that real feeling of the work. That is, it becomes similar to a photo. You can use it very little or don't do it like this. See, just this much is enough. It became good. See, the edges become black. It gives a good feeling, but provided that its size is okay. Effect. The favorite bomb. You know what bloom means? See exactly the bloom effect. More attractive than Corona is doing this work. See exactly. We can throw that bloom feeling on our sunshine and make this place more attractive. Not much, because my sky is also almost in that shape. It comes in effect. See the world, I close it. Bloom. You don't see that much. It had a very little effect. So the combination of these can be very attractive. Charge me. We said this already. We charge it noise, which we also don't want. On the work you want noise. If you want your card to have noise, give it in a way. Sometimes it becomes good. For example, you want to throw a render, similar to an old photo. See how much it gave that feeling. I promise you will fall in love. With this Lumion, each version of it is also becoming increasingly broad. This also, nothing else, you can generally adjust the concentration of colors. See, in a way it's like post-production already. How good did these become each? I press a test quickly so that you know, and if you spend time you get a very good result. It's as if you want to take a black and white render. You know that now, a black and white render. This way I close these. The only HDRI is empty. You know how much it made the work real? You don't want to give something nonsense. Useless. Always too many effects are not good either. And my last section is the 2 days section. Let's see if there's anything that I can say. Now it's a behedge over there. It came new. See special. To not be special. To not be special to print. There now don't work layers about these in animation. I tell that you can see. And I press on it, it says that, for example, the first layer should not be at all. These kids have the ability to become animation. They come very much to the public. See. Generally say that is also a scene management. See, the second layer should not be at all. The first layer should not be in this shot, is a very good way. I see an effect almost similar to the same Michelangelo himself. Those parts that you are stuck in, you want that. For example, you are taking the render inside. You took the room you want to see. If you go back more than this, you can take through this. However, see, I cut these here, and I can take a render from here. Exactly the same tasks that you used to do in Beyond. See how much more attractively we are doing it inside Lumion. With advanced facilities, that day one of the kids said that, I am afraid to choose Lumion. A natural render cannot be taken. So what do you want to become more natural than this? Also, its facilities are unique. And this kid water, nothing everywhere becomes water. If you want, for example, to work with a scene underwater, you can turn this on. Instead of building, for example, a scene underwater, you can work on the scene, give a water fact, and the whole scene goes underwater, and that you do not want. We material highlights. In this section, also you can see that, for example, I press edit. The materials that you want to be highlighted. For example, this C I press on. You can specify a color for it. See this way, for example, in animation. Presentations, you can all these that, next to it have like this. Mean they have the ability to become animation. They can be very attractive in presentations. For you want to present a sofa. Give this thought first. Sit down like this with a special sound next to it. Then, for example, its final result is seen slowly and slowly this way. This way. So the general thoughts of Lumion together. Kids, in this session we reviewed. And almost from the photo section, we are done.